Are you familiar with what was released here earlier this week, the text communications between FBI agents regarding October 14th, 2020 New York Post story on the Hunter Biden laptop? Have you had a chance to review those?
I haven't seen those text messages.
Well, let me just read a couple to you here. It says, nobody on the call is authorized to comment on the New York Post story.
Hunter Biden laptop scandal, the untold truth. Today, we're diving into one of the most controversial topics of the 2020 presidential election, the Hunter Biden laptop story. This saga has had major political, social, and media implications. What happened behind the scenes? Who knew what and when? Stick around because I'm uncovering the truth you might not have heard before. But before I jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It all started in October 2020.
Twitter is treating this as disinformation. I just want to read something that took place earlier that day. The way this day worked is the story came out. That day, Elvis Chan, a guy with the FBI, is meeting with the tech company, something he did on a regular basis in the run-up to the 2020 presidential election. At that meeting, someone asked, hey, there's this New York Post story. Is the laptop real? And we know this took place because we deposed Mr. Brady Olson, and he gave us this information. And he said, when that question was asked, the response was, yes, the laptop is real. Then we get these text messages, which we didn't have before, we just got them this week, these text messages which relate what happens after that. So the FBI has confirmed to Twitter at a FITF meeting on October 14th that the laptop is real. And then we have these text messages back and forth where they says no one is authorized to comment further.
Started in October 2020. When the New York Post released a bombshell story about a laptop allegedly belonging to Hunter Biden. The laptop was said to contain explosive evidence of potential corruption involving the Biden family. The media and the political world were immediately thrown into chaos. The laptop contained thousands of emails, photos, and documents linking Hunter Biden to questionable dealings. But the timing of the story raised eyebrows, especially with the election just weeks away. This led to a significant online debate. Was this story real, or was it disinformation? Here's where things get even more interesting. Fast forward to later that year when we learned that the FBI was involved in discussions about the authenticity of this laptop.
Twitter is treating this as disinformation. You find that troubling that the FBI knew something was real, confirmed it at a meeting, then changed their story and went to no comment, no further comment, and allowed the tech companies to run with the idea that this story was disinformation?
Yeah, I do think that's problematic, and I do think the relationships that they tried to build with members of the FBI with these other organizations were problematic.
Yeah, and the ranking member said, oh, the Republicans want to say the FBI was political, and what really wasn't the case. If this is not political, I do not know what is.
Stop.
Because
according to newly released text communications, the FBI confirmed that the laptop was indeed real. However, things quickly took a turn. Despite confirming the laptop's authenticity in private meetings, the FBI later told tech companies, including Twitter, to refrain from commenting and allowed the story to be dismissed as disinformation. It raises a critical question: why did the FBI change its stance? And what role did the tech companies play in shaping the narrative? The Hunter Biden laptop scandal has damaged the reputation of not only the FBI but also social media platforms. The credibility of these institutions took a major hit. It's not just about politics. This issue affects trust in the institutions that are supposed to safeguard democracy.
Because this was the whole basis for the 51 former intel officials doing their letter. And the FBI knew. Now we have written evidence they knew, coupled with the deposition we took before where they admitted this. And then later in the day when they're meeting with other tech companies, they go with no comment. And they even admit here Twitter is running with the disinformation story. Even before the 51 intel officials come out with their letter, which is baloney, they're running with that. And the FBI was part of fostering and promoting that story.
It's unacceptable.
Totally unacceptable.
And it shows how one bad apple, and there were probably others, but you can see how much of a problem that is. And that one bad apple behaves that way, the entire Bureau's reputation is impacted.
When the public starts questioning whether their government is playing political games or suppressing information, that's when we get into dangerous territory. This is bigger than one family or one election. It's about the integrity of our media and the agencies that serve the public. The Hunter Biden laptop story is more than just a political scandal. It's a reminder of how much power the media, tech companies, and government agencies have over the flow of information. The questions raised about the FBI's involvement and the disinformation campaign are crucial ones that deserve answers.
Is impacted. Trust is lost across the country. And so that's why it's so important to find folks like that, going back to the entrenched bureaucrats. You have to find them and remove them because that's all it takes
And
is
I
one
think
bad
that was,
apple.
I think that was point one in your testimony, which is exactly what Ms. Bondi and Mr. Patel are doing, is getting rid of those individuals who foster this kind of political environment where you're going after your political foes, where you're telling things, saying things, allowing things to be believed that aren't accurate when you knew the truth all along.
That's right.
Answers. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on more in-depth investigations. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on the Hunter Biden laptop story. Do you think the FBI's actions were politically motivated? Let's get the conversation going. Until next time, stay informed.